For those who are born with the Ox Zodiac, well, this year you will either rise as the Emperor or you may collapse under the burden or a lot of responsibility. So therefore, let us find out what kind of auspicious star and also the inauspicious star is affecting the Ox Zodiac. Now, as you may know, the year of 2026 is the year of the fire horse, where the energy is going to be aggressive. Everyone will be impatient and highly competitive. So the whole world will be seeing a lot of energy is shining brightly, and it will also burn for those who are not prepared. So therefore, for the Ox Zodiac, this year it feels like being pushed onto a throne before you even feel ready. You may feel the pressure, you may feel the stress, you feel everyone is watching you, but at times you may feel alone because you feel that you have to take on a lot of responsibility all by yourself. But nevertheless, apparently, it's not entirely worry, it's not entirely bad. It's just that this year caused the shift for you to decide which is going to be the future version of you that you have been wanting to develop for your long term. Okay, so therefore, let us discover what are the inauspicious stars which is affecting the Ox Zodiac. First of all, you have the year chart and also the six harms, where it will denote a lot of petty people issue, a lot of issue related to miscommunications, because the six harms related to your expectation. And plus, when the Ox and also the Horse Zodiac is influencing each other, it may trigger a lot of internal politic issues. So therefore, in year 2026, you may experience a lot of miscommunications. Whatever expectation you set out, people just can't fulfill it. So therefore, it may even causes a lot of issue related to like office politics, backstabbing, sabotage, and all these issues feels like, the whole world is testing you to see what you're truly made of, and are you easily fall into the stage of keep pleasing everyone else. And plus, for those team leaders or business owners, you may find your authority are being challenged, or everyone seems to be waiting for you to make a mistake. Well, this is what is going to really push you to see and showcase your true value, what you can truly bring onto the table. Okay, so therefore, this is not the year for you to rebel blindly. This is year for you to understand the power dynamics, because once you understand how you manage the control, well, you will be able to call the shots and people will follow your lead. Otherwise, the power, if it rests uncontrolled, it will instead try to harm you and try to pull you away. Okay, next one, you have the sky chart and disaster chart, which signifies there are risks of all this issue has been delayed. There are a lot of external disruptions. For example, like natural disasters, sometimes we can't control like all this external environment, like natural disasters, flood, avalanche, or earthquake. All this stuff could be quite intense, especially when you are involved in all these high-risk activities. Your business are run in factories or high-risk environments. So therefore, this may heighten up the risk of sudden unexpected disruptions. So therefore, your plan may not move as fast as you want. And plus, your family or your household may have some issue that demand your attention, such as either it could be health issue, it could be weather issue, or it could be a lot of communication related aspect as well. So therefore, if you rush yourself in the year of 2026, it's going to be a very high cost to pay. So this year rewards for those who plan properly and not those who move impulsively. Okay. Next one is the dark sky, which suggests there are a lot of mental pressure which is affecting you, because this one will truly challenge your mental state. And this will also throws your self-confidence around, because if you are not strong in terms of your mindset, in terms of your mental stress capacity, while you will start to fall into your self-doubting, you will start to question your every single decisions that you make, and you feel that you're being suppressed, where everyone is paying attention and they have high expectations on you, and they expect you to be able to make the perfect decisions despite you know that there's no perfection. Well, this is where it comes into challenge. So therefore, the real enemy in year 2026 is not outside. It's more about you, how you handle you yourself, how you take and lead all these narrations, and how you lead the entire communications. Because if you start to lose faith in yourself, well, no star can save you. Okay. Next one is the swallow trap. It's a star of greed and temptations, because you sort of like you make certain commitment, eventually that it backstab you and you feel you are trapped in certain commitment. So therefore, this year is not the year for you to be greedy, hunting for money, because there are risks of all this easy money schemes keep coming to you, and there'll be a lot of bad investment opportunities surrounding is trying to take you away from your priority. So therefore, this is not the year for you to take on all this high risk speculative investment. So do your due diligence, invest properly, and try not to become the guarantor for someone else, because otherwise, if you become the guarantor, you may stop with their responsibility and you may take the hit. Okay, so therefore I would suggest you, this is not the year for you to focus more on like all these shortcuts, because you may need to pay it later. Okay, this is definitely not the year for you to play with all this gambling high risk. This is the year that challenge your true authority, how you are able to build your true genuine foundation. Okay, otherwise you'll be affected by the brutal defeat, which signifies your hesitations is also can be costly to you, because you see, when you comes with opportunity, you need to know how to discern, how to evaluate, how to diagnose and do all this background check to ensure that opportunity that you are getting yourself committed to are proven like genuine, they are not schemy, they have solid backing. So all these opportunity or validations or approval need to be double checked. Otherwise, you are stuck with all this commitment and you are also being punished, being penalized, and you have to take the blame. So therefore, the brutal defeat star may signify that risk of being forced to take blame over the certain unnecessary mistake that you make due to being hesitate and also being too hasty. Despite all this negative influence, however, there are three powerful auspicious stars which is going to help the Ox Zodiac to transform and change their game. So first of all, you have the Emperor star, which is known as the Empire Builder. So this is the ultimate divine helpful nobleman which can support you in building your own empire. So therefore, having this star will bring you massive transformations. So take this opportunity to reflect and contemplate, based on all your past hard work, your past effort, where are you heading to actually? Are you building a brand new profession for yourself, or are you even starting to build your own business for yourself? Because in the past, you've been through trials and tribulations to build and gaining your resilience, your knowledge, your experience, and most of all, your trustworthiness and your persistency in carrying out your trustworthiness goal. So therefore, this year, you may feel there's a lot of pressure seems to be eyeing on you, or the responsibilities somehow keep coming to you. There are reasons, and the reason is because the divine universe have tested you sufficiently, and in this cycle, you are given the opportunity to prove yourself. So therefore, don't take all this negative star like something is trying to pull you down. Remember, every time an arrow are being pulled backward, it's prepare you to launch forward. So therefore, find out where you wanted to launch yourself. Otherwise, you'll be feeling you're being pulled back, trying to launch to nowhere that align to your goal. So therefore, you will keep going through this repetitive process of being pulled back to launch all over again. So therefore, instead of making the blind guess, perhaps it's time for you to contemplate and reflect. What kind of empire you wanted to build for yourself? What kind of brand new milestone you wanted to transform? What kind of ideal or the most inspiring figure that you aspire to become? This is what you need to ask. So therefore, for the Ox Zodiac, this is a critical moment for you to contemplate and reflect and define where are you launching yourself and where is the trajectory. Next, you have the Dragon Virtue. This is the divine powerful connections which can help you to pardon and help you to mitigate all this negative influence, because the Dragon Virtue are very well known as the ultimate heavily pardoned energy which can help you to forgive and let go and transform all the past resentment, dissatisfactions, misunderstanding into a life lesson which is enriching your life so you can become better. So therefore, all this negative experience you've been through, such as like the six harms, once it's meeting the Dragon Virtue, it can help you to turn miscommunications into an opportunity to open up a proper way to communicate, to clear the air, to help everyone to realign their purpose. And plus, this star not only help you to forgive, but at the same time, it helps you to see the benefit, the life lesson that we have been misinterpreting in the past. So take this opportunity to learn how to forgive yourself and also learn how to turn all the negative resentment, the regrets, or the mistake you have learned or you have experienced into something that empower you to become the emperor version of you. Okay, then next one is the national treasure. This is the powerful star which brings you promotions, gaining recognitions, because as the name sounds, national treasure, where you have mastered certain skill set, you are being accredited, being recognized. So therefore, if you are pursuing certain professional certifications, well, this is the star which can help you to elevate your status and ranking. So for career professionals, this will bring you either promotions, rise in terms of ranking, gaining certain new leadership role. So therefore, this is the time for you to further embrace the skill set or level up opportunity that you need to further elevate your own status, so you can take a more important responsibility. Okay, and this overall, all these three star basically means that you need to raise your standard, you need to raise your output, and also raise your responsibility. If you wanted to earn more, of course you need to contribute and give more. So all this may sound like carrying a lot of heavy weight, but never, it's not really a big major issue, because the issue is, are you setting yourself to focus on win, or you're focused on the negative star when you're mingling around with all this past attachment, resentment, and all this potential negative crisis? But this year, apparently, the universe has mentioned it's time for you to kickstart the brand new transformations for you yourself, because the cycle has run to your time, and it's time for you to learn, grow, and supersede your current limitations, to see what kind of brand new potentials that you can design for yourself. And this is the power of the creations that the universe wants you to embrace. Okay, so overall, in conclusions, the Ox Zodiac need to focus more on create, lead early, prepare deeply, choose integrity over shortcuts, and build long-term structure. And also, you do need to protect your own boundary and your mental health aspect. Don't allow other people to take away your attentions. Stop scrolling too much on social media, because all the social media are trying to take away your focus, your time, your resources. And try to avoid, don't take any risk of taking all this gambling. Do not become the guarantor for other people, and do not ever rush any big major decisions. And of course, for career professionals, don't try to fight and go against the authority due to your emotional spike. I know there are tendency for you to realign, or try to fight for righteousness, but however, things can be worked diplomatically. So therefore, do not allow your doubt to decide your future. As a matter of fact, you need to let your goal bring it so powerful, so impactful, that will lead you to set clear focus, be able to selectively reject whatever stuff that doesn't resonate with you. And next, let's talk about where is the Ox Zodiac appear in your Chinese astrology chart, known as a Bazi, the 4 pillar of destiny. You may have up to year, month, day, and hour of birth, and each of them may be influenced by different zodiac. So first of all, let us talk about the year pillar, which governs our external world, your general overview, your social circles, your external environment. So first of all, when you have the Ox Zodiac, it represents your external opportunity and also your friendship. So therefore, in year 2026, the Ox Zodiac carry the Emperor star, signifies that you need to play your attentions or your responsibility, how you can empower your friends, your circles, your social network connections, because everyone will be looking up at you. At the same time, you have opportunity to meet up with all these influential figures, the authorities, people who are building their own career, their success. So you have all this opportunity to mingle around with all these connections. What are you going to do with it? Because now you may be asking, if only I have this, if only I know that person. Well, apparently this year you have that opportunity. So what kind of resources, what kind of help are you looking for? So therefore, this is the time that you need to ponder on what kind of connections which can help you to move on. And do pay attention, because this year you still have the 6 harms and all this negative star, which means that your friends may make a lot of over promises, and somehow they are easily throw tantrum and all these expectations misaligned. Well, therefore, you do need to activate the dragon virtue to remind you yourself to forgive and accept that everyone have different goal and different purpose and different intention in their life. So therefore, no one is perfect. It's more about learn how you can grow together. And of course, you need to understand and set clear expectations on how do you manage your social circles? Because if you know how to manage your resources, well, you know how to manage opportunity. Okay, so therefore do pay attention over the negative stars such as the year star, the disaster star. All this negative influence basically means that you do need to be careful in terms of how you react, how you build your connections with your external social connections. No over promises, set your tone clear and prevent any misunderstanding, and try to eradicate any potential of mishandling of information as well, because that may be causing you a lot of trust related issue. Okay, and when we talk about the month of the Ox Zodiac, well, the month governs your career, business, and of course your capability, what you do in generating your wealth. So therefore, let's talk about for career professionals. Apparently, having the Emperor star signaling opportunity to take on leadership role. You may experience certain change or shift in your workspace, in your management, or perhaps the structure or even the directions. So if those kind of situations will arise, you need to step up your game and try to find out where is the next leadership role that you can take on. I know it may feel uncomfortable, but as long as you're willing to take on the new responsibility and willing to learn from process, well, you have higher chance to win. But remember, your self-doubt will have the tendency to eradicate this kind of dream. And so therefore, you need to ask yourself, what is your next level of growth? Where is the next level for you to climb the role, the reputations, the ranking? You need to start to eye for the next directions, because if you stay on standard or staying stagnant, well, you have the higher risk of being taken and bombarded with a lot of responsibility, which may eventually drain and drown your voice. Okay? And for business owners, well, apparently having the Emperor star is very clear. It's time for you to expand the influence of your business in your industry. You no longer just talk about, working together with your peers, competitors. Well, this year you need to raise your standard. What kind of influence you wanted to build in your industry? I'm not just talking about local. Perhaps you have to start thinking about further away, like other territory, your global influence perhaps. So therefore, this is the year for you to reposition yourself as the voice of authority, build your trust and influence the industry that you are working with. Because apparently the Ox energy in the month pillar also reminds you something very practical: safety and structure. Because apparently due to a lot of negative issue like all this the disaster, the year punishment, there will be a lot of miscommunications, a lot of risk related to environment disaster. So you do need to pay a little bit more you need to invest a little bit more on safety and security aspect, and having a proper backup will be critical. Okay, so next, let us move to the day pillar. The day pillar governs your personal identity and your spouse, your personal relationship. But let's talk about for the singles, because apparently when you are singles, basically the entire pillar talk about your personal identity. So therefore, having the Emperor star will signifies that you may wanted to move and shift yourself to the next level of your life. Because all this while you may be singles, you are pursuing your career, your financial stability. Apparently this year you need to redefine your lifestyle, how you wanted to live, how you wanted to build your aspire personal relationship fulfillment, or perhaps you may consider to start a brand new chapter in your relationship. And for those who are already married or already in a relationship, well, this may represent your spouse. Means that your spouse may have the Emperor star, and they maybe start to demand a lot from you. They wanted to initiate important change in the household. So therefore, it's good for you to let your spouse to take lead to make sure the house and household matter are well taken care of, while you focus on building your career. And also this year, core the needs for you to spend more time to build harmonious and meaningful conversations with your loved one, with your spouse, due to the six harms and also the dark sky and the disaster star, where they are bound to have all these issues affecting your spouse and your household, which may require a lot of attention from you. So therefore, time management and time allocations are critical in the relationship aspect. And last is the hour pillar, which governs your mindset, your ambitions, your investment, your children, or basically people under your care, including your staff. So therefore, this year, in one short title, is all about legacy building, because having the Emperor signifies you are building your empire. Empire need to have descendant to help you to keep carrying out the legacy. So therefore, this year prompt you to further expand your influence, your planning. Perhaps it's time for you to have all this trust, to establishing trust to help you to secure financial flow, trust and management, and help you to further stabilize your investment, the asset and everything that you own, including properties and all investment aspect. And plus, for business owners or team leaders, well, it's time for you to delegate your authority to your staff. It's time for you to train and lead them to take on important role so they can further help you to expand your influence or expand your businesses. For the parents, perhaps it's time for you to train your children to, with your knowledge, transfer your experience, and perhaps transfer your network connections and all the stuff that you have learn and gain to help them to become better so that they can continue your legacy, your momentum. And next, let's talk about strategic allies and planning. Well, first of all, the Ox Zodiac, your best friend is the Red Zodiac, and the Red Zodiac was having the Dragon Virtue and also the Emperor Star in year 2025. So perhaps you can talk to them, ask them how they experienced the year, how you can gain some inspirations, some heads up, some tips or information to help you plan better for the year of 2026. And the Ox Zodiac also forms a tree harmony with the Snake Zodiac and also the Rooster Zodiac. Well, first of all, despite the Snake Zodiac no longer being the Grand Duke, apparently the Snake Zodiac still have their powerful influence and authority in the year of 2025. So therefore, if you're looking to connect with all these influential figures, tendering certain government projects, well, the Snake Zodiac may still be able to assist you. And for the Rooster Zodiac, they are blessed with a huge amount of powerful nobleman star and a powerful relationship star. So therefore, if you are looking to advance in terms of career, looking for inspirations, mentorship, so perhaps you may consider to talk to the Rooster Zodiac. Okay, and here are the months that you need to pay attention, especially during the month of May, September, December. And do pay attention over the month of April, June, July, and October, because they are bound to have all this negative influence, clash, all this betrayal, and risk of miscommunications. So therefore, be patient and take all this reference to help you to plan your activities better. And in case if you wanted to learn more about you yourself, your energy, because you may have up to 4 different zodiac influencing different aspects of your life, so maybe you can consider to schedule sessions with me to help you in planning and strategize how you can thrive and rise with the Ox Zodiac. And perhaps for those who wanted to learn more about Chinese astrology, well, good news is me and my friends Pauline Cheng and Shermaine Ho, we are organizing our annual Chinese astrology workshop known as a Hack My 2026, where the 3 of us will be sharing a lot of information to help you to craft your better plan for the year of 2026. And that's all in these sessions. If you like what I share, please do like this video and share to your friends and help other Ox Zodiac to get themselves to prepare and how they can design a better destiny for themselves. That's all from me, Jonathan Lee. I would love to share all this information to help you all grow and hack your personal growth with Chinese astrology. So that's all for this sessions. I would love to see you all in the next video. 恭喜發財!